Hey guys, we're here with one more Ask Demian in the Demian Maia channel. If you didn't subscribe, please go there and do it. And today I'm answering a question from Yasi Junkari from Finland, and he asked me about self-defense and how it can be evolved and how to train this aspect in a regular BJJ academy. So that's very important questions, and actually, I've been working on that lately in the self-defense aspect of BJJ a lot, because I think that the same way that sport jiu-jitsu evolved a lot since I started, and even if you go from 2 years, 3 years ago, there's a bunch of new techniques nowadays, and it because of the championship, that's it's always evolving. And the same thing with the BJJ for MMA when I started, and when I before I started was different than it was today. And some techniques that we thought was impossible to do in MMA in that time, now people are using, and even invented new stuff using BJJ in MMA. So why self-defense must be the same as Master Carlo and Master Elliot created like 60, 70 years ago? Of course, that's a perfect way of self-defense, but we can evolve that with the new elements and new techniques and things that we know nowadays. The same way sport jiu-jitsu evolves and jiu-jitsu for MMA evolves. So actually, I've been working on that a lot in some new techniques, mixing everything that I know from my experience in MMA, even mix some stuff from boxing and wrestling to do some new self-defense. Maybe I will think about launch some course or something like that. And the second question, so yeah, first of all, I think self-defense in BJJ can and should evolve, and should be different, because we know more stuff today than we knew before. So the same, like I said, the same as sport jiu-jitsu and jiu-jitsu for MMA evolves, self-defense must be the same. And the other question is about how to train in an academy that is more like sport jiu-jitsu academy, how to train self-defense. And I think that's not so hard. I think you must once in a week get a partner who is willing to do the same, and train with some a little small punches or slaps or something like that, or some hits, some blows that you use when you're training. Because when you do that, doesn't matter if you stand up or on the ground, you totally change your concept of distance. Because in sport jiu-jitsu, the middle distance, it's okay and it's good, because you're not worrying about punches and blows. But when you train with, even if the guy is throwing really easy, you understand that it's danger to be in a middle range. So you're gonna learn that for self-defense, you're gonna keep a long distance or a very short distance. So let's give an example. So if the guy is on your side mount, you're not worrying just about pushing him away like you would do in sport jiu-jitsu, but you're worrying, don't give him space, like controlling and keep him closer to you. And then when he tries to punch, you're gonna escape the ribs, your hips. You're gonna escape your hips, and so it's different. The same thing when you're doing guard. You're not just doing guard relaxed, but you gotta be very close to the guy. You're gonna keep really tight, and then when you open space, you can even try to sweep, submit, or even stand up. So it's important to understand that in the stand-up game too, you're not so relaxed. You're looking for the takedowns, but you're also looking for the kicks and knees. So I think if you have a friend, you can do that once in a week in the academy. With even on the ground with small slaps and punches would be great, because the most important is to understand that the distance is different and how to keep the distance. And I remember when I just moved to MMA, I was I need to adapt a lot of things, because in jiu-jitsu, let's say a guy is passing your guard, he's putting pressure all the time on you, and you pushing away. But in MMA, normally the guy is not worrying about passing the guard. He actually, most guys, they don't put pressure, they release the pressure because they want to punch. So you must keep the guy, close to you, and it's different mindset. So the only way you're gonna get that is by training that way with some small, little blows and punches and elbows. Pretty easy to don't get hurt, but just to understand the idea of the distance for self-defense. I hope you guys like it, and see you next week.